We're going to start with the container, how the container attaches to the machine. You've got a heavy angle at the front of the machine that catches the front of the container. So you put the container on, you've got a ratchet binder. Will lift up under the lip of the can and hold it in place. It's important that when this is on and the can's in place, that should be straight up and down. This leading edge should be straight up and down. If it's not up all the way, the can might pop off or may bend the angle on the bottom there. It's also important when you change the cans, sometimes trash is going to fall into there. So just try to keep that area down there clean. Because if you left like that when you're changing the can, stuff is going to fall in there. All right, if everyone wants to come over this way. So each compactor has a loading door if you want to just open it by hand. And there's a safety on the door so you can't run it with the door open. The other safety that's important is your stop button. There's a maintain stop button. If for any reason you got to shut it down right away, you hit the stop button and it stays in. You want to run it, it's got to come back out again. You've got a mode key. The mode key either runs in manual. If you want to hand load it and just run it one time, you can put it in manual. Then you have a start key. Start key goes in, half a turn clockwise, and you can push it and hold it. And it'll start up and it's going to run just one time and come back. So the ram's going to go from the back all the way out into the can and back again and stop. And that's one cycle. Now to run an automatic, so to run an electric eye, you go over to the automatic mode. It's going to give you a light and an alarm to tell you that it's going to start up. You have to push and hold the key for about 30 seconds before it starts up. You have to hold the key until it starts to put the machine in automatic. Once the machine starts to run, you can let go of the key. It's going to run the one cycle and come all the way back. It's going to stop. Now we're going to go over here. You've got an electric eye on the machine. The red light tells you that you can see there's a little bicycle reflector on the other side. And that red light tells you it can see that. When it's blocked, it'll go out. There's a time delay on that, about 10 seconds. So there's something just going by, won't start it up. You want to get the whole hopper area full. It's going to block it for like 10 seconds, then it's going to start up. And it'll run until that eye is unblocked again. It's important to keep the little lenses here on the eye. It's got two little lenses, and on the other side there's a bicycle reflector. You're going to want to keep those clean. If this doesn't want to stay on for you, you probably have to do it like once a month or something. Take some kind of like a glass cleaner or something, put it along here on a rag, and the other side. You can see here, it's just a little bicycle reflector on the other side there. Just a little white reflector. Now,
Is there room over there?
you can reach through. You can open this door and reach through to it. And just spray something on, just take a rag and just wipe it with your thumb or something. We're going to go back over this way. Now, if something does get up on the eye and it gets dirty or it gets out of alignment, it'll continue running. It'll run for 10 minutes, it'll shut off, and it's give you a light that says auto shutdown. Then you'll have to restart the machine. When the machine gets full, there's a light. It'll blink when it's near full, and when it is full, the light will come on continuously and the machine will shut down. You have to reset it.
What do you mean full? Which one? The dumpster
When the
or
can-
the chute itself?
When the can gets full.
Oh.
It's going to pack it in there. When it reaches a certain pressure, crushing that trash, it's gonna start by giving you a blinking light at a certain pressure, and then when the pressure gets all the way to the full, it's gonna shut off and the ram will be out against the trash. Now, when the machine is automatic, the red light will be blinking all the time. If it's not blinking, it's not automatic. Right now, this machine is not automatic. Anytime you hit the stop button, anytime you open the door, it takes it out of automatic. So you've got to go through, put it in automatic, hit the key and hold it till it starts up. And that light will flash all the time. If that light's not flashing, it's not an automatic. It's also got a reset button. If it draws too much power, it'll shut itself down. If you have to reset that, you're going to want to call for service because there's probably something else going on. Any questions?
Yes, when we clean that side, to clean the other side, we go clean the side.
Oh, the reflector?
Yes, we have to close this, or if somebody throw the trash and then.
If you're going to reach, anytime you're going to go inside here, you're going to want to close that up for safety because trash can come down. But yeah, you can see in there. Anyone wants to take a look, you can see that the reflector's in on the other side there.
So how are we gonna close this?
So that has, there's going to be like a little link here.
We're gonna set those up tomorrow.
You're going to set those up
They're
tomorrow?
all set up, we just gotta adjust them.
Yeah.
That's just a manual thing, huh? So they just gotta remember to close that.
Those never close. These never close. They only close if there's a fire.
Well, if he's got to,
Well, when they
on this
run-
one, he's got to clean the electric eye, he's going to want to close that.
They don't
They don't
they're
close?
It's not a service door, it's a fire door.
Well, then what I would do,
Move the
I
ram
would take
open,
the
you know?
can off and just reach in there, get a rag that's wet and get in there with your fingers and just clean it from the front side of it, When you change the container, it's always a good idea to have the ram all the way out. And when it's full, it's gonna shut off with the ram out against the trash anyway. But if it's not, you can always start it up, run that ram out, and leave it all the way out, and then stuff can't get out at you. It gives you a little more safety for yourself. And you don't have to clean up stuff that's coming down on the floor.
Just to tell you something else too, like if you ever wanted to, you can actually, if you're gonna do a lot of work on this, you can actually go up and lock all the doors. If you have a key, you can lock every door in the chute. You've got to manually do it if you want to do that, But these doors here, like if you kept this closed and somebody threw down a huge bag of trash or something,
It'll damage
and this
it.
gets bent, then they'll never close if there's a fire. It always stays open all the time.
That's good.
Always stays open like that. If that fusible link that's hanging
Got a
there,
link that if there's a fire, it'll melt it and it'll just
that'll
shut.
drop. Okay?
I see enough room to just slide a piece of plywood on top.
You can do that too. If you had a piece
Put
of
plywood on top of this.
If you kept a piece of plywood here, you can do that. That'd be great,
Cut a piece of plywood and two 2x4s on each side and make a little slide.
Slide around.
Do that too.
It's the best way.
That's the best way. Nobody gets hurt.
Yeah. Is there a little room on top of the ramp here that things can splash out?
When it's all the way out, there's
That's
about
about that.
5 inches or 6
Alright.
inches there.
I made a piece of wood before for another one.
Oh, yeah, to put it in there or something like that? Yeah.
Because tomato sauce coming down, hitting the top of that
Yep.
ramp isn't sweet.
I've been hit by half a gallon of paint, so I know.
All right, yep, we're pretty familiar. We have one at the other place.
Mhm. Main thing is just be careful, and when you're in the room, you should have something on, like safety glasses, because if someone throws glass down,
Yeah.
I've heard of a guy getting glass in his eye from stuff that came down, hit the back, and, just have your wits around you when you're in here, because stuff, how many stories high is this building?
19.
19, that's a lot of,
That's a lot of velocity.
something's moving
coming
pretty
down.
good when it's coming down 19 stories, so just be aware, because it is dangerous.
We just have these closed right now because we're working on the chute, replacing the doors. We don't want anything coming down.
Now, is there a low hydraulic, signal or anything?
No, there's not. There's on this side of the power pack, there's a little glass here. It shows the oil level. You always want to check with the ram all the way back, and it should be up almost to the top. There's like a little red line on the bottom and a black line on the top to tell you it's high or it's out. But usually you'll know by, it won't sound right, or the ram will be like jumpy instead of nice and smooth. Or it's usually pretty obvious when it's low on oil. Plus, if it's low on oil, there's oil somewhere. It's leaking out the back cover or leaking on the floor somewhere. So if you do see any oil anywhere, you want to check and make sure it's not vegetable oil somebody threw down the chute. You know, if it is in the compactor.
It doesn't run hot enough for it to be dissipated. It should always.
No, it's not gonna,
Yeah.
if it's low, there's a leak. Any other questions? And our phone number is on the machine, so if you have any questions or anything that you might want to call us, we cover the machines by a full 1-year warranty.
Yeah, the basic more important thing is to keep that track clean so it doesn't skip out of it.
Yep. And just remember that if it's in automatic, this light's gonna be blinking all the time. If you come in the room, you want them to see that the lights are blinking. That's it. If it's in automatic, it's gonna run for you.
Yep.
Once that's out, check for the other lights to see if it ran too long because the eye's not clean, or if it's just full. And sometimes somebody will throw something down there. Very common in these machines, somebody throws something down here like a broomstick or something like that, and the machine will run, and won't go down. So you're probably gonna want some, I'm sure you've done at the other building, some kind of a stick to kind of help big things along that don't really fit down there very well. Just so be careful when you have that door open.
Yeah, we've got boxes in there. My worst was all the way up to the 7th floor.
And then once they back up like that, then you really gotta
Digging forever.
dig at it.
Is there, do you leave behind any sort of literature, like if this
Okay,
happens, check this?
There's a manual inside here on each one of them. There's a booklet and an envelope
Okay,
to give you the basics of anything you might need, anything more like that, feel free to call us.
okay.
You know, you can leave a message 24 hours a day. If we're not in the office, we're usually in the office from like 6 to 4:30 at night.
Okay. Any common issues that you didn't go over, things, callbacks you get, things that happen that we didn't go over here?
Usually either people forget how to run it or they have the backup. Just people will go anything they think they can fit in there down there, and that can be a problem. Not everything wants to go in, you know.
Okay.
You'll be surprised what they're throwing, especially like at the end of the month when people are moving out or moving in.
Yeah.
You know, they're throwing out all the stuff they don't want to take, or they're throwing boxes that are too big down there or something, you know?
Yeah. Okay. All right. Appreciate it.
So I'm just waiting for like this one. I'll get this one wired, and are you gonna take the keys and all that stuff?
Yep, yeah, I'll take it.
All right.